She's pulling out Avatar. I know. Avatar is it's a good film.
Yeah, Avatar's not too bad.
Yeah, it's entertaining.
It's a good film.
And it looks good.
It's 3D.
Yeah.
It made a friend of ours cry.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, fuck it. Gravity. Well done. 78. Gravity.
Yeah, that was a good film.
Yeah. And you know, the thing is, I tend not to pick any, you know, recent films on this list. Just because they're just too new.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them enough to make, you know, like really grounded opinion on that. But having said that, seeing Gravity for the first time, and when I left out the theater, I was like, you know, like, yes, that's one of the greatest movies I've ever seen.
Is this great or what?
And to think you went to Harvard.
By far. And this is based on the sheer movie making techniques alone.
Yeah.
Because that's a joy to watch if you're into, you know, movie making and editing and, you know, cinematography, music, sound design. The sound design is, you know,
I mean, this movie is like, when you watch it, it's like a lesson in filmmaking. It's literally, it uses every trick in the book, and well.
Explorer's been hit. Explorer, do you read?
And it's amazing. It's like a small movie that looks huge, and it's phenomenal. I mean, if Superman could make a man, you know, make you believe a man can fly, this can make you believe a man can fall. You know, it's and in 3D. Holy
oh my God,
shit.
one of the best 3D movies ever made.
Yeah, I remember I was in Australia. I went to go watch it in IMAX, and I was with a friend of mine, and she was curled up like a ball next to me. She was afraid. She was holding onto the seat, you know, because all you see is in this massive IMAX screen is a black vastness of stars and a little bitty Sandra Bullock floating away.
Houston, I've lost vision. Dr. Stone.
And you're just like, holy shit, you know.
Yeah.
And that movie just keeps escalating and
Yeah.
escalating to the very end. I mean, even the credits, I mean, they escalate anyway, but
Yeah.
you're still getting nervous, you know, like, oh shit, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
You know?
This movie got a backlash, of course, like many great movies do. You know, like the latest Star Wars.
Yeah.
Immediate backlash from, you know, people who want to hate, you know, things that
The Last
are,
Jedi.
Yeah, the people who like to hate popular things on, you know,
it's cool
on
to hate.
principle.
Yeah, because it's cool to hate. You know,
Yes,
it's like, oh, a lot
exactly.
of people like these things. Well, I hate it, and all you people suck.
And the two things that, you know, appear on the critique list of Gravity is one, the bad science.
Yeah.
Yeah, the science is not accurate. That's including the George Clooney thingy with the rope.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
obviously.
it's iffy, but it served the story.
Yeah, it served the story.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, okay, think of it this way. If that wouldn't have happened, then what?
Yeah, then what? Yeah, and the second part of hating that movie was the story or the script.
Yeah.
And if you're going into that movie, you know, to follow a script, you're gonna have a hard time. But it's your own damn fault. You don't go to an, you know, roller coaster ride to have dinner.
Yeah. You don't go to a movie theater to learn science. You don't go watch a movie called Gravity. Well, this is going to be my science lesson. No, you go to school for that. You go to university.
You go to school.
You go to school. I mean, that's where you learn real things. You go to the movies to, you know, enjoy yourself. You can go like, well, okay, there is no sound in space. There are no, you know, massive things like that.
There are no Stephen Price score in space.
No. I mean, the whole thing, like the whole premise of the movie can't exist. It's
Yeah.
not like if one satellite crashes, then space is fucked. No, it don't happen that way. That's why, like in Star Wars and everywhere, they go into an asteroid field. An asteroid field don't work that way. You have one walk here and another walk 10 kilometers away.
And internet is like filled with the science behind Star Wars. You know, like shit like that. Nobody fucking cares.
Exactly.
You shouldn't just care about space fantasy. The science of a space fantasy, how the ships work.
Yeah, just enjoy the film.
They're fucking spaceships.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, and in Gravity, if we reel this back a bit.
Yeah.
In Gravity, it's the same thing. Yes, even if she would have touched the surface and stuff, she wouldn't hear anything. But see, they play with the concept that, yes, you can't hear anything in space.
Yes.
But if you go to a movie and you don't hear anything, it's going to be a fucking boring movie.
Yes.
So how do you create the sensation that she's feeling things? You use sound, and it's perfect. Okay, some of the science might be, not accurate, but it creates tension, because if it were accurate, then you know exactly what happens, and then why go watch the movie?
Yes, and the thing is, this movie lays out rules for the viewers.
Yes.
And it plays to the rules. It doesn't betray its own rules, like so many other science fiction movie does.
Exactly, like a very horrible movie called Life. Don't ever watch that film.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I know you like that film, and we're gonna make a special one about this one, because I have a bone to pick with that film.
Life is funny. Okay.
Anyway.
But anyways, Gravity. Yeah. If you expect certain kind of film, from a movie like Gravity, you're gonna be disappointed. But if you're just gonna, it's a roller coaster movie. It's
from beginning to end.
Yeah, that's what it is basically, and that's why people hate it, because it is just a roller coaster film.
And people did get motion sickness with that movie as well.
I didn't.
No, neither did I. But like some people.
Yeah, okay. That's understandable. You know, roller coaster movies like Cloverfield and like movies like that. It's not everybody's jam.
No.
But for me, I enjoy those kind of movies.
Mm-hmm.
And Gravity was really one of the best science fiction movies of the 2000s. Awesome, Rian Johnson, yeah, he's a quirky director. And when he makes a quirky movie, people lose their shit. That's not what we wanted. We wanted Rian Johnson, but not do Rian Johnson.
Exactly.
It's like, fuck you, that's exactly what you needed.
Alright, I got this one. Star Wars. No.
Last Jedi.
Last Jedi. No, the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Jewish Revenge.
Star Wars Clone Wars. The movie.
The movie. No.
Star Wars Ewok Adventure Part 1 and 2. Ewoks Assemble.
As all things should be. I hope they remember you.
Ewoks Assemble. That's an underrated film.
Yes.
Especially
where finally Iron Ewok meets Captain Ewok. And they duke it out.
Exactly.
Amazing. And
I
there
think
was
we
this
have Yoda
black
hulking
Ewok
up.
and Yoda being, like the Yoda Fury, with one eye and...
It's outstanding.
Outstanding, I say, motherfucker. Yeah.
But yes, 77. Army of Darkness.
Oh, well played. Well played.
Oh, I love this movie. I love this movie so much because
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
Yo, she-bitch. Let's go.
Sam Raimi.
Is the other reason. Danny Elfman is the third reason. Dino De Laurentiis is the fourth reason.
Yeah. And Beth Davids is the fifth reason. No, but the thing is it the best Sam Raimi movie ever?
Ooh, it's pretty close. I mean, you got Darkman and you got all this stuff, which is also quite good. But for me, it is my favorite Sam Raimi movie. Maybe
It is
not-
my favorite, my favorite Sam Raimi movie.
Yeah, it might not be the best Sam Raimi movie because he can direct very well. I mean, maybe Spider-Man 2 might be the best Sam Raimi movie. But,
That's a very good Sam Raimi movie.
yeah,
Yes.
But I prefer Army of Darkness over Spider-Man 2 if I'd have to choose which one to watch.
Yeah, because. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I saw the trailer for Army of Darkness because, okay, up until that point, I hadn't seen Evil Dead. I knew about them. There were these, scary movies that were still illegal in Finland.
Yeah. For some reason, Evil Dead was illegal in Finland.
Yeah.
For the gore.
Yeah, it was too bad it was Satanism and all this stuff, because back in the old days, Finnish people thought if you watch a movie, it might be real.
Yes.
Anyway, so, yeah,
We are savages.
we are. And I watched this movie the first time on Laserdisc. Because a friend of mine...
Kids, there was this format called laser discs back in the day, which were like this big.
yeah, they're like albums, like album DVDs, two-sided.
Yeah.
And, the crazy thing is, Laserdisc uses a smaller compression than DVD. So the quality of Laserdisc is actually better than DVD.
Yeah.
It's almost better than Blu-ray.
It's like, halfway from DVD to Blu-ray and there's Laserdisc.
Yeah. And it came before either one of those.
Those big ones?
The big ones.
They use in karaoke?
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly.
Anyway, so I saw the trailer and I was like, what is this movie? It's like a fantasy movie with skeletons in it and it looked hilarious.
Yeah.
And that movie has so many good one-liners. I mean, Bruce Campbell plays Ash, who is a guy who's just a normal schmo who goes into a cabin and finds a book. And this book causes an awful lot of trouble for him and his friends. And
Trouble.
And that's Evil Dead.
An understatement of the year.
Yeah, that's Evil Dead 1 and 2.
Which is basically the same film.
Which is basically...
Told twice.
Yeah. And...
Actually, Evil Dead. The first Evil Dead is, like guy making up a really good horror story. And, he's telling that. And, like, Evil Dead 2 is the same story told by the same guy again
following
5
year.
years later
Yeah.
because,
He's embellishing a bit.
Yeah, because, things get a bit more better when he tells it more and more and more. And that's Evil Dead 2, like Evil Dead 1 told better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Evil Dead 2 actually ends with kind of the beginning of Army of Darkness.
Yeah,
So-
it ends on a cliffhanger.
Yeah. And he goes back in time to medieval times. And he has to find the Necronomicon again. And it's just so hilarious. It has so many good one-liners. And he is a hero, kind of like in Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, Kurt Russell's
Yeah.
Jack something.
Yeah, he is like... He's almost a hero that you don't like. He's an anti-hero, but he's just a useless hero. Like, he's trying to be all tough in the beginning when he's like, my name is Ash, and I am a slave. He's not a slave. They're going to execute him. And he's like there when the king is like, I'm Eric the Red, the king of the Scots and the leader of their peoples.
I am Henry the Red, Duke of Shale, Lord of the Northlands and leader of its peoples.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants. I got news for you, pal. You ain't leading but two things right now. Jack and shit. And Jack left town.
Yeah, you're in charge of two things at the moment, Jack and shit.
And Jack left town.
Exactly.
He's all tough.
His ego is like the size of a planet.
I know. And then when it's his turn to be executed, when they put a sword on him, it's like, Whoa.
They don't look so clever now, do
Whoa, whoa. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. You gotta understand, man. I never even saw these assholes before.
I ain't never seen these assholes before. And it's so serious. It's so like, oh my god. But then he has this awesome, like heroic moment. And then the next scene you see him, he's totally pigging out, eating.
Yeah. He's the if the spoils go to the victor, he's a very bad winner.
He is a very bad winner, and he's an asshole all the time. The trailer is actually very good. If you watch the trailer, the original trailer, it has an excellent run-through of what kind of movie you're going to expect, because it almost has...
And for some reason, it was a flop in the United States. Go figure.
I mean, the trailer even has kind of a riff of Sad But True, Metallica's theme in it.
Groovy.
Your shoelace is untied.
He's a 20th century guy.
For that arrogance, I shall see you dead.
Trapped in the Middle Ages.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up. This is my boomstick.
Now, let's talk about how I get back home.
And but it has really good, lousy special effects. Sam Raimi really made horrible special effects.
Ray Harryhausen, stop motion effects with the skeletons and shit like that. And the very wonky practical effects.
I know, you see little skeletons, walking in.
Like on sticks, you can almost see the guys, pulling the strings and,
Yeah. And he uses stop motion where stop motion is not needed. I mean, the movie just looks like they were very high making this film. But it is just so good. Excellent montages. The final battle is amazing.
The physical humor of that movie is designed by Jack Jones, like the thing with the graveyard with the the skeleton hands and
Yeah.
and things like that, and the little wee ashes that torment him.
Ramming speed!
They're like cartoon shit.
Yeah.
And I love it. Every time the movie goes overboard, it wins my heart every time.
And it uses almost a parody level of background lines. Like when you're watching the movie, they have the dialogue, but then you have people saying shit in the background that maybe the first time you watch it you don't hear.
Yeah.
But the second time you listen, whenever you see skeletons, listen to the stuff in the background that's happening. What these skeletons are saying is I'm going to cut his balls off. Or when the skeletons are freaking out and they're running, let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
And it has really cool explosions in it too. When you see skeletons it's really exciting. It's actually a very good medieval movie if you're into Warhammer or something and you want to see an army of the dead assaulting a castle.
Yeah, it's a very good sequel to Ray Harryhausen adventure movies from the 60s.
Yeah.
It's a spiritual, successor, but with a main character that is really out of place.
Correct.
In a good way.
Yeah, and he has a chainsaw for a hat.
Yeah, and a shotgun, and a 73 Oldsmobile.
Yes. This is my boomstick.
Yeah, exactly.
And he treats everyone like shit all the time. It's everyone's you primitives.
Yeah,
I love it. And he's the one who's the primitive of them all. And there's two versions. There's two endings in this movie.
Yes, exactly. Which one was the ending you saw first?
The one I saw first was the one where he slept too long.
Yes, exactly. Same thing with me. In Finland, when they or in Europe when they released this on home video, they used the alternative ending.
Which actually Sam Raimi prefers.
And I prefer too.
Yeah.
It fits the character better than the ultimate happy ending at the mall.
Yeah, and there's two different versions. Spoiler, by the way. Where one, he sleeps too long and he ends up in the future.
In this dystopian catastrophic ridden civilization that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite lines in the entire film is from that scene where he wakes up and he's like big beard, he's like and he looks and he's like manufactured products. He's like so happy, that
exactly.
But then he realizes he slept too long. But then in the alternative one where he kind of gets the girl, it's basically being him telling the story, just like in the Evil Dead 1 and 2. He's just telling the story to a girl, and then there comes a witch, and then he shoots the witch.
For some reason, it doesn't even make sense, the happy ending.
No, and the thing is that throughout the entire movie, you really don't think, does Ash really deserve that happy ending?
Not really.
No, not really. I mean, he is an asshole. There's a scene that they supposedly filmed that they cut out where Ash thinks they're losing and he goes and runs and hides away in a cupboard. And later on he goes out when they're trying to get all the kids out of the castle, and he takes the kids to the skeletons, like, take these kids, let me go,
I can see why they edit that shit out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they couldn't keep him, being such an asshole all the time. So now there's the TV show, which is actually a lot of fun as well. It's on Netflix. And I suggest you give it a view.
Yeah, we should. Yeah.
But Army of Darkness.
Army of Darkness, one of Sam Raimi's best, if not the best. This episode will be more artistic. It will be French Nouvelle Cinema. Jacques Tati up in my asshole.